Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to episode 53 of ChanmanV's Pro Corner, where pros come and show us how it's done. I'm your host ChanmanV, and today we have two special guests on. Let me flip this over. We've got both from Team ATN, Darkforce and Delphi, and they're going to be doing a ZvZ for us today. What's up, fellas? How you guys doing?
Good.
Yeah, me too. Hi.
Awesome. I figured we'd do a ZvZ show because it's been a while since we've done ZvZ, since viewers tend to not love the mirror matchups so much. So I try to kind of space them out really well. But it's been a while with ZvZ, and I know since the Queen patch has come out, that ZvZ has actually even changed a little bit. And I'm a Zerg player too, but I haven't quite actually kept up with some of those changes in the minigame. So it'll be really great to have you guys obviously play through a best of 5 series today, and then afterwards walk through the strategies and kind of explain maybe some of the nuances and changes in ZvZ. But for you guys, just kind of before we start, I wanted to chat with you guys, see what you guys are been up to and what you guys have planned for the near future. Any tournaments you're going to be playing soon, and then in the next few weeks or so?
No, I think, let me see what date is it. No, next few weeks not. I mean, I don't exactly know, like Home Story Cup, I might go, but I don't know if they even announced the date yet, because I think the date was maybe changed. But no, I won't go to DreamHack.
Yeah, but the German EPS, German Pro Series is continuing next week.
Okay.
It's like kind of good prize money over the season, and the TSL qualifiers.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know if that counts as tournaments, but I guess
I guess it was more like
offline tournaments. Yeah,
offline tournaments probably, but yes.
Yeah,
Okay, that's cool. That's great. So you guys been playing? Have you guys been practicing much and doing that sort of thing? Because I know all of us have been playing a little bit Diablo, obviously, right? But
a little bit, yes. Actually, I think Delphi didn't play Diablo
No,
at
I
all.
didn't buy it.
I know. I was just talking to him about it. He's the smart one, man. He's the one that he had more I guess self-control than all of the rest of us.
No, I think you're just not into those games, right?
I'm not sure. I think I might have fun with it, but I don't know if I'm not like so much tempted to try it. I'd rather skip it, I guess.
I see.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's cool. All right. So but also let me just get your first thoughts on ZvZ. What do you guys think of ZvZ right now? Is it one of your favorite matchups, or just is it your least favorite matchup?
I think it's much better than in the past. Like the matchup got figured out, like really much. It's not so random anymore. Like not as close as PvP. It's kind of fun on the highest level, I guess. I don't know. It's not my worst or most hated matchup anymore. Like it's okay.
That's good. How about you, Darkforce?
Yeah, I actually think the same. I mean, there's some randomness with build order wins, 10 pool and such, and well, you can get some build order advantages. But in general, I think it's pretty decent. And the Queen change, I think, did make the matchup better, because early aggression got a little worse, especially like Bane-Link fights. It's a bit easier to defend, and that means you can drone more. And yes, and I think the mid to late game is actually pretty complex and hard to understand. Like, what's the best thing to do? Because you can try to go Ultralisks with melee and armor upgrade, or you can go Roach Infestor and drop, or you can go Broodlords. So there's quite many ways you can play the matchup, and I think it's pretty good right now.
Okay, awesome. I mean, do you think the Queen change is even just opening? Because what I've seen a lot more lately, or even heard, or just from around other players and stuff, is that 15 hatch is pretty much becoming the standard now. I felt like 14-14 was starting to kind of even out for a while. Maybe even be more popular, just the safer kind of opening. But now with the Queen change, has that affected? Has that made 15-15 more much safer against those kind of Bane, those aggressions early, or?
Actually,
Bane
I
stuff,
think
yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it was not a problem. Baneling
Yeah.
aggression was not a problem
Mm.
before, in my opinion. So actually,
Okay.
I think it didn't change anything pretty much.
Okay.
Like hedge first against pool first. Yes, of course, it's a bit easier to defend, but it was not hard to defend before.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so I think what it mainly does is that, well, like in general, early link baneling aggression got worse, in pretty much all situations. And I think that hedge first got more popular is more due to the fact that many people had first openings that were vulnerable to link baneling because they didn't have a very good build order or something like that. Because if you had a good build order, link baneling was pretty easy to. It depended a bit on whether you got scouting information, but in general, I think it's only like slightly easier to defend link baneling. It was not a big problem before.
Oh, I see. Okay, great. All right, why don't we just jump right in the games? And again, viewers, what we're doing is we're going to have Darkforce and Delphi here play best of 5. And during the best of 5, it's going to be kind of it's not going to be the typical kind of show matchy kind of best of 5 because it's pro corner, so it's definitely not a play-by-play kind of cast. So I'm going to have a guest caster come on here, and these two won't be talking during it. I know some of you guys have maybe watched some of the past best of 7s, so these guys won't be talking during the best of 5. They'll just play a normal best of 5, and then afterwards we'll pull these guys back on, and then we'll do replay analysis on 1 or 2 of the games so that we can really get a sense of their decision making, what they were thinking during the game, and why they made certain decisions. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And guys, why don't you get off Skype for now, or just
Yes.
maybe stay in this kind of call, but just kind of get off of Skype.
I don't know whether I can mute it completely. I think
Yeah.
I'll just get out of the call.
Yeah,
because
just click end call. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
And yeah, so we'll get started here. And I'm gonna pull on a guest caster. Vera Lynn's gonna be casting with me, and I'm gonna pull her on right now and see if we can get her on here. Here we go. And then yeah, so she's kind of she's a community, I guess, caster / player. And well, here we go. We'll just have her introduce herself. Hey Vera.
Hello. Hi. How are you?
Hey, good. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Awesome. Thanks for coming on and co-casting with me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
This should be fun. But for folks that don't know you, why don't you introduce yourself?
Okay. Well, I'm a Grandmaster Zerg player on the North American server. I'm a Masters Protoss player, and I cast regularly. I coach regularly. I guess that's really it. Not much else to say.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, recently, I've seen Vera, some of your casts and stuff, just because I get on Zeke.com a lot, and I've seen your stream, and there's a lot of like GM players that I guess a lot of folks don't know about, and on Pro Corner that's what I like to do, right? I like to bring you guys on, have folks kind of be exposed to you guys, and maybe be hopefully a new fan of you guys. So I figured it'd be a great way to kind of introduce you to the viewers by having you come and co-cast the ZvZ with me.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I really I was watching a couple of your videos, and I think it's just great what you're doing. Just getting people who aren't very well known just shown on the channel and stuff. And I did watch a lot of your videos, and again, as one of the guys in the chat said, it really is a very underappreciated channel.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hopefully more folks will catch these catch the VODs. A lot of great information there. So that's what I want to do, just share it with the community. So why don't we get you in the game? I got these two guys already in here. And
Okay.
we're on the EU server.
Oh, crap.
No problem.
If I knew that, I would have... Yeah, give me 1 second. I will log in.
And then join the ChanmanV channel in Battle.net when you get a chance.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so are you familiar with Darkforce and Delphi?
Yes, I haven't watched a lot of their matches, but I do know who they are, and I do know their names anyway, and I've read a bit about them. I haven't actually watched any of their particular matchups per se, but I do know a bit about them though.
Yeah, they're great guys and obviously great players. So this will be great. Hopefully we'll all learn a few things today about ZvZ. Yeah, I was just telling the viewers we haven't had a ZvZ episode in a while, so I know some folks were kind of requesting it. So I'm sorry for all the Protoss and Terran out there, but y'all will get y'all's turn too. I haven't actually done a TVT, so I need to do a TVT. Terrans are so hard to find.
Oh, TVT, that'd be painful.
Nice.
That sounds painful. I'm sorry, I'm just logging in now.
It's okay. Yeah, it's so hard to get Terrans, quite honestly. I feel like there's not enough good Terrans that speak English, I guess.
I don't think any Terran actually wants to do a TVT, to be fair.
Oh, that's true too. Okay, there you are.
Alright, cool.
Okay, let me add you. Actually, let me just add you as a friend too. There we go. Okay, let's see if those guys are ready. And okay, Darkforce ready. Everybody ready? Let's go. All right, so we're gonna be starting on Metropolis. Both guys decided Metropolis would be the best. Actually, Darkforce didn't care, and Delphi went in Metropolis. So
Alright, fair enough.
that's actually the facts there. All right, so what do you think of ZvZ right now? You know, you're a Grandmaster player, so obviously.
I love it. I used to hate it. I used to really hate it. I used to get this really kind of horrible pain in my stomach every time I used to be matched against a Zerg player. I'd be like, oh my god, no, you know.
Right.
But I actually love it. I think it's great. I think the idea with especially with the Queen upgrade and the Formula One Overlords, you know, I think it's awesome. You know, it really helps with scouting. It really helps with them. You can really hold off a lot of early pressure against anything really. Like so. I actually really do like the changes. I know I've noticed a bit of change in my gameplay, and a lot of my ZvZs are definitely more macro long games, just generally longer now, you know. So. Right.
No, that's good. That's good. Macro ZvZ for a while was like what?
Yeah, exactly. It didn't even exist.
Exactly.
Yeah, so.
It's so. I mean, it's definitely so sensitive to mistakes that you know, finding something that's safe or finding a style that's safe is very hard from ZvZ because. Like again, any risk you take can just blow up in your face so fast in ZvZ.
The one thing about ZvZ that I learned, because I know when I used to play, I really used to hate playing ZvZ. I really did, you know. And I just found that once I was actually able to master ZvZ, I was able to master my own race.
Oh, really?
Okay. That was definitely okay. I'm really talking out of my ass now, to be honest. I really, honestly though, I mean, I did find that if I was able to kind of hold off early pressure, I just thought of someone doing a 10 pull on me, or generally I found that once I was actually able to deal with this, I became a better Zerg player overall. Where because it's just such a balanced game, So I definitely feel that definitely helped. But for me personally, in a ZvZ, I know because I coach a lot, and a lot of people always say to me, do you always, do you 15 pool first, or do you 14-14 or whatever,
Right.
And I always, without fail, 15 hatch, no matter what, against anything. And I think then again, obviously as a Zerg player, economy is so important, and if you can't hold off the early pressure in a Zerg match, but also with the Queen upgrade as well, you don't have to worry about the early pressure because you'll have your Queen out on time to deal with it anyway,
right.
Even if you have to kite your drones around later on, so.
So speaking of 15 hatch, I think both of them will be 15 hatching here. I mean, the only thing with 15 hatches, right? It can be a build order loss if they early pull you, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. I mean, you don't see early pull in higher level gameplay. I mean, it's so rare to see it anymore. I mean, I think most players kind of know that even if they 10 pull or 15 pull and try and do a bit of early aggression, they're just going to waste the time. You might as well spend the 3 larvae and 3 drones and just kind of get your economy up, It's just not seen anymore.
Yeah, well, sometimes in a series, right? I mean, I know the Koreans like to throw it in sometimes, but that's a series. That's not like on ladder or anything like that. Yeah.
No, on ladder you never see it.
Yeah, exactly. Unless you're playing on NA, you see it all the time. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Okay, let's take a look. So it looks like the overlords are, all in place. Kind of, it's always good to have your overlords kind of between just the path of where the units would be running, streaming down the map. Both. I mean, they look like they're mirroring each other almost exactly right now. So.
Yeah, that's one thing you notice when you're watching ZvZ. You kind of find it's just down to who has better mechanics, to a point where you're kind of watching, going, okay, who's going to just deviate slightly, and who's getting the Queen out a bit faster, and who's doing what a bit faster. So it's interesting to actually see people's mechanics and see who's faster.
Yep, exactly. All right, so it'll be interesting to see if see if anybody throws up a banning nest here. I think people generally throw up one just at least precautionary in case there's just a massive aggression by their opponent. But both of them seem like they're doing exactly the same thing. Both of them building 2 queens right now, going for metabolic.
Yeah, both of them going for metabolic, and again just pulling off their drones off off gas as well. So I mean, again, pretty standard play. We do see Delphi going for a Bane and less. So again, as you're saying, just very defensive. I mean, whether they end up going Ling Bling or something like that, just having it there in the event that they see something and they need it. Having the tech there, you might as well. It's not that expensive anyway.
Yeah, Darkforce a little oversaturated in his main. I'm a little surprised.
Yeah,
He's got like 24. There he. Okay, there we go. Oh no, he doesn't. Sorry, I was I was highlighting a bunch of. He's barely saturated there. Actually, once he moves those to gas, he'll be perfect. Or he pulled them off the gas, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like 22 Lings being built by Darkforce, so there will be some aggression at least early on. And but Delphi again has that Baneling that's done, so he just needs like a couple Banes to really hold off like all those Zerglings.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of looking at Delphi's play, and normally for me personally, I always end up putting down a defensive spine in my natural, so I always have just one spine, especially with the destructible debris as well. You know, just having one kind of defensive spine, especially with this queen upgrade. Well, there we have the spine going down now.
Right.
Because you've seen it with all those overlords around the map. Again, just having the spine and attacking with the queen. I mean, it's really easy to hold off this kind of pressure.
Oh, and there's the Banes.
Wow.
Nail. Oh wow.
Oh wow.
I'm surprised those Banes didn't kill all of them. I mean, but Darkforce just ran right into all those Banes, so looks like Delphi's going to counterattack with a little bit of pressure. At least get some scouting done, right? With those. Oh, actually, those Banes nailed a few more there. Oh, got one more. It's going to hit there before the spines are done, so it might get a little bit done. Maybe a queen. Nope, going into the main. Going to get some more scouting done here. Going to see no layer, so nothing early. Oh, no early tech here. All right, in there. All right, Darkforce just cleared that up, so looks like I don't know, pretty even game here. I think both been droning the whole time, so.
Yeah, and we see the layer going down now for Darkforce. So again, very good timing from him as well. Now that the scouting's been done, you know, being able to kind of go for this tech of choice.
Yeah.
Again, really, really good.
Yeah, it's kind of like this transition from that early, very frantic stage of the game. It's like once you get past that, then you know, okay, it's time to go layer. Time to start teching a little bit and choosing at least the next the next tech that you want to maybe do a timing with, right?
Yeah. And I mean, we do see Delphi just kind of just droning up behind this. Again, really, really good, just kind of getting his economy up, getting his third as well. So again, that's also really, really good, and also kind of making sure he's kind of creeping out towards it. So he's just kind of keeping economy up and going and choosing roaches. Okay, so Roach Baneling.
Okay, Roach Bane. Huh. Yeah, he's still staying on hatchery tech, so it's kind of it's gonna be interesting. I mean, these guys are teammates, right? So they know each other. So there might be a little bit of metagaming in this series. So
that's what I love about watching people on the same team, because they play against each other so much that they kind of know what each other are doing. So I mean, they kind of know what their standard play is and things like that. So it's really entertaining to see kind of games like this.
Wow, so this is kind of interesting. Delphi's just sending 3 Banes for the most part. I mean, there's only like a few Lings coming with him. Maybe he's rallying a bunch. Yeah, it looks like he's going to be rallying another 16 over here. I guess this is the intent of this is really pressure the third. Maybe take it out. If you're really fortunate. But Darkforce doing a decent job harassing these Banes on the way up there. It's such a large map, so okay. So it looks like Darkforce has a good amount of Lings here, so it's going to take a lot. Oh, it's going to take some good control. Yeah,
these Banelings could actually get a good hit if he can get it against all these Lings.
Shouldn't be a problem here though. Oh, those and Darkforce's Banes just nailed a bunch of Lings there. Nice micro by Darkforce there.
Yeah, doing very well, and again, just having 1 or 2 defensive Banelings in the front of his base for aTnDelphi, and just some roaches as well, just kind of keeping an eye out. So again, these should be able to hold off this this pressure from the Lings coming in.
Oh, look at that! Nice land, nice land there.
And that is why you hide a Baneling in between your roaches.
Exactly.
Just a bunch of what's that little green thing in the middle?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I love it. I love definitely this push and pull that goes on like during this phase again when you're trying to get your third up, and Delphi kind of sent those Banes, and you might say, oh, he wasted those Banes, wasted those Lings, they didn't get anything done. But you know what? He was just saturating his third the entire time, and building just enough defense for a counterattack. So gotta love that. Okay, it looks like Darkforce has his mutas out there. I kind of missed that he was going muta there.
Yeah, he was going muta, and aTnDelphi actually saw it, and now has locked the spores down, and actually getting a Hydralisk Den down on time just to be able to react to those quite well. So he did get visibility of it, which is really, really good. So again, a good reaction, also good creep spread to be able to actually go Hydras, since we all know Hydras are terrible off creep. Right.
Well, this Roach push right here should be negated now that the mutas are out. It might get, he might be able to get a Queen, maybe a few drones here, but in general, it should be stopped. There's nothing to hit these mutas here, so Maybe you can save that queen. If you lose that queen, that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it is, and these
Yeah.
roaches really doing so much of pressure. I mean, so much of damage again, just taking out 1 or 2 or 3 roaches, and again, not getting the force cancel on that spine either, so losing the 100 minerals.
Yep, roaches, you know, mutas take forever to take roaches down, so that's the nice thing about it. Alright, so it looks like the mutas will probably clear out the overlords on the map and give Dark Force complete map control, which is, you know, that's the main, I feel like, the hugest, or the most guaranteed benefit you get from mutas. And so, but he's not clearing them out, actually. What's he? He's just trying to go straight for the 3rd, I guess. Interesting.
Yeah, it would have been good for him to actually try and take out 1 or 2 overlords, which actually he is right now. So again, just trying to supply block his opponent, which is just going to do so much damage as well, you know, just trying to eat up the extra couple of minerals.
Yeah, it looks like he's teching 2 Dark Force is teching 2 Infestors while doing this, and Delphi's, you know, for the most part, he's still on like Roach Hydra here, which, you know, right now I feel like it's really good. So if he had a timing right now, it'd be quite strong. But you know, those Infestors are about to come out, and you know, once those Infestors are out, I feel like, you know, this Hydra centric army is very, you know, it's pretty much negated.
Yeah, I mean, these were quite an easy response to the mutas, but now that the opponent's actually going heavy muta, it's really not going to work out very well with the Hydras around. So.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
like,
no, aTnDelphi lost so many overlords. Sorry to interrupt there. I mean, he really did. I mean, he lost about 3 or 4 overlords there, which really wasn't really good, really.
Yeah, kept them maybe supply blocked for a little bit, or, you know, he actually ended up building like about 4 right there, like at the end there, just kind of overbuilding in some ways. But you know what? The supply difference is quite large. I mean, you know, Delphi's got like a 43 supply advantage on Dark Force here, so that's why I feel like he had this timing, but now, like, those Infestors, he's probably got 7 fungals, maybe even, like, double fungal on each of those. Oh, no, he does. He only has 1 fungal on each of those, so he's got 7 fungals here, which will hold this army off, I think, easily. Especially
yeah, I mean, really, really good fungals, really, really good position for fungals on those roaches, and just trying to, again, really, really good fungals again by Dark Force.
1 more fungal on those Hydras will probably kill almost all of them there. Yep, and then Infested Terran. Yeah, Infested Terran, good DPS even against, you know, Hydras, or tanking some of the Hydra shots. There you go, kind of cleared it up. He's still rallying. Delphi's still rallying Roach Hydra to the battle. So, and the Infestors are out of energy now, so he might be able to get a surge here.
Yeah, and I mean all the work the Infestors did actually equaled up the supply as well, which was really, really good for him. You know, just bringing Delphi back down to it, and now the supply is pretty much even with him still rallying his units. Or the last unit's kind of still here, just trying to do whatever damage they can, really.
Yep.
But I love this. I love how aTnDelphi's kind of gone, you know what, I may have lost most of my army, but I'm actually ahead in economy because I've got 2 expands on the way.
Exactly. So he's double expanding now, and let's see what Dark Force responds here. I know Dark Force tends to like, you know, he likes to go Hive in this matchup. I don't really see him doing a timing attack, and like, you know, during these points when he has kind of a Roach Infestor. So we'll see if he's still in a defensive stance or he's planning some kind of timing. Right now, yeah, it probably wouldn't be good for him to do it. I think Delphi could probably hold that off pretty easily here. Alright, so
yeah,
now
I don't think there's any requirement for him to go Hive yet, because he's still getting his upgrades right now. I mean, most of his roaches still only have, they're just getting, they've only just got 2 on their level, so.
Okay, so you think the Hive upgrade a lot of times is decided by getting 3-3, or whenever 3-3 is ready?
Yeah, most definitely. Well, that's how I would play anyway, so.
Right. No, I know a lot of people that do.
Something else.
Yeah. Yeah, I know guys like the Mugger, same way too. Okay, so we got spines. That's really smart of Delphi, throwing up spines to kind of you know, help protect. It adds, you know, it's extra supply that doesn't get countered, right? So it's kind of cool.
I do love that Dark Force is actually getting ventral sacks, which is the upgrade for putting units into Overlord. So I'll be curious to see what he actually does with those.
Yeah, he talked about Roach Infestor drop being one of the styles, like, you know, right in just when we were introducing the show. So he might be setting up for that type of attack here. It's really good because, you know, you pull them back. A lot of times, you know, you'll end up getting the drop, and before the opponent can react, you can take out all these key tech structures like Infestor Pit or maybe even like the Greater Spire and that kind of those kind of buildings. So it's really nice that way.
Yeah, I'd expect aTnDelphi to be going something else now, because I mean he's got a hive on the way and he's put a spire down as well, so he might be going. I would expect
Broodlord.
maybe greater spire, maybe.
Yeah, it's usually, you know, I think whenever the timing is like Spire and Hive, right? It's usually Broodlords. At least.
Yeah, but it just seems a bit. It doesn't really make a lot of sense because he doesn't have any air upgrades. So he's got all his unit upgrades for his ground. But so it's just kind of interesting to see when players decide to go for that kind of a transition, I guess.
Yeah, he's going double. He's still going double Spire, so I think he'll try to make up some time there. Yeah. But you know what? You know, Dark Force for the most part doesn't have anti-air defense. So even if they weren't upgraded, they you know, there's nothing really he can do about it right now, except for, you know, try to build a bunch of corruptors last minute to kill it. Because even these infested Terrans, I mean, if he uses them all on Broodlords, then you know, Broodlords just have to move back really. And okay, so it looks like Delphi's sent in just a scout, I guess a scouting squadron of roaches there. See what's going on.
Scouting squadron, or maybe try to clear up a bit of supply.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, so what are we looking like? How many infestors do each of them have there? 14 each. Wow, okay, nice. Very even there. And wow, Delphi has 97 drones.
that is very impressive. Yeah, I mean, and he's got 5 bases.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure he should be sending roaches as much as he should be sending drones out there to die. Kind of pull a Terran there, right? Yeah, so he's got a bunch of drones sitting in the front there ready to, I guess, turn into spines or just die, or...
Well, I guess Dark Force has something like that because he has a huge spine wall as well.
Yeah.
Huge spine wall.
So this is interesting. He's just doing the run by. He's not going to even bother doing the drop, even though he got dropped there. Oh, wow. These roaches are going to pick off some... Oh, I thought they were going to pick off some of those infestors. That would have been nice. There you go.
No, I think they are actually.
Wow, look at all these infested Terrans fighting each other right now. Nice burrow on Dark Force.
Yeah, Dark Force having burrow and Delphi actually not having burrow researched.
Is this TVT? Look at this. There's infested Terran battles. What's going on here?
It's a sign.
Exactly. All right, looks like Dark Force is trying to harass this 4th and 5th base of Delphi. Sending some more roaches. A bunch of roaches being rallied down the map, but you know what? Bunch of Broodlords already morphed here for Delphi, so...
Yeah, and an amazing fungal as well by Delphi, just kind of holding them off and spine sprees, just taking care of these roaches.
Yep, I feel like there's going to be an immediate counterattack coming here. And, you know, right now, Dark Force is, I think, trying... Is he going for greater? He's not going for greater yet. I think he's realizing he might not have time to...
Dark Force is loading up all his overlords with lots and lots of roaches right in the middle of the map, so he's finally using his central stack. Yeah,
this is going to be interesting. I mean, with Delphi going Broodlords is, you know, they're so immobile, right? I mean, they move really slow across the map, and you know, this map being so long, as it, you know, just how long it is to get to the opponent's base. I mean, these kind of counterattacks, you know, they're almost analogous to like Terran drops, right? With the, you know, medevac drops and Marines, and just taking out bases, basically. I think Dark Force might be trying to do the same thing here. Yep, slowly moving across the map. Here come those drops. But he has a few roaches in there. It might just slow it down just a little bit.
Yeah, just kind of distracted, trying to pull Delphi into every direction. One a drop in his 5th, a drop in his main, and then a huge engage in the middle as well. Just trying to try and stunt the economy to make him just get distracted for a second. So again, really good play by Dark Force.
Yeah, really smart. Again, you know, it's like you're pretty much putting Delphi in an all-in situation here, because he can't run back with those slow units. And you know what? Like the DPS of these roaches and infestors, I think, you know, it's gonna take out the base faster if it's a base trade scenario. Yep, taking out the hive, man.
Yeah, doing a lot of damage, and I mean, you know, even aTnDelphi is kind of going, I won't be able to hold this off, so it's kind of trying to do some kind of form of counterattack, using his Broodlords to do whatever he can. So
right. Yep, here's that base trade scenario we're talking about here. But you know what? I think Dark Force is ahead though. He's been killing the bases for, you know, a good 2 minutes now, and Delphi's just getting to Dark Force's bases. Let's see who can kill who faster here. I have a feeling there's going to be a walking spine crawler somewhere that's going to be the going to decide this game.
Yeah, and pretty much aTnDelphi is kind of sending out like loads of drones as well, which I find entertaining too. So
yeah. Oh, is he? I didn't see that. Where are those? Yeah. Oh yeah, actually sending with the army. Yeah, that's really smart.
Yeah.
He's got enough for a hatchery, so.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so both of each other taking I mean, nobody's going to have any buildings left here, so eventually I think the armies will have to meet. And if they do meet, I think Delphi does have the advantage. I don't think Darkforce has any units for the most part to kill the Broodlords.
No, he doesn't, unless he gets some really good bunkers or whatever. But I mean, unlikely though.
Yeah,
Really is
I mean,
unlikely.
how many Broodlords he has? He has 14 Broodlords. I don't see it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens here.
I love games like this, you know, where it's just kind of like, you know, okay, we're pretty much equal. Let's just kind of just destroy each other and then kind of meet in the middle and kind of, you know.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's, you know, it's definitely good to see this kind of dynamic. I mean, you know, they obviously chose different techs, chose different styles, and you know, this will be a good game to discuss with them too. You know, game one, gotta love it.
Yeah.
All right, clearing up the spines. I think Delphi again snuck out a bunch more drones. I don't know where those drones came from.
Yeah.
Jeez,
Gotta
I know exactly.
In the line of
Where did this come from? I mean, they're like 10 drones just coming out of nowhere. Maybe they were burrowed or something. All right, so you know, Darkforce still mining. Actually, he's got a lot of bank. Unfortunately, he has no tech structures. So.
Yeah, I know. I mean, because
Oh, here we go. He's engaging. Wow, look how many corruptors he has. So this is going to be interesting. Didn't realize he was building corruptors the whole time there.
Yeah, I mean, oh wow.
This is going to be really close. I think Darkforce has this. Those infested Terrans are tearing up the corruptors there.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, there it is. Nice. Those throwing those infested Terran up on the ledge there, I think did wonders. I think we'll actually win him the game here. He's backing off. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. He should be killing those Broodlords as fast as he can.
It's more eager than some energy or something.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't even see those corruptors either, and he actually that was a genius idea on his end.
Exactly. I think what ended up happening is Delphi killed that Spire. You know, pretty late. So it gave Darkforce probably a round or two of larva to build corruptors. And again, you know, he had a really healthy economy too. Whenever the base trading was beginning. Yeah, looks like this is Darkforce's army. So completely wrong about that one. I was. That's why you gotta love the pros, man.
Yeah, you can never really call it.
Exactly. Okay, so again, here comes some walking spines for Delphi. I kind of feel a GG coming up here.
No, these players will fight right till the end. Right to the last structure,
Yes.
the last everything.
18 supply. 16. Here we go. Drone battles. Oh, burrowed.
Oh man. Where's no receiving anyone?
Oh, there we go. All right, what a game one. Wow. That was, man, what'd you think of that, Vera?
That was a really, really great game. I really enjoyed that. Again, you couldn't really tell they were doing the exact same build for a while. They went completely different builds. I mean, you know, one was better on economy, one had a better unit composition, one had better upgrades. There's so much going on, but that just kind of shows you why ZvZ is just so good, you know, and is just a really good matchup to actually watch these days.
Exactly. All right, let's see what Delphi picks next. He gets to pick map. It's loser's pick. My stream chat's a little bit laggy, or I don't know what's going on. It's not updating. So hopefully you guys just tuning in. What we're doing is we're doing a best of 5 between Darkforce and Delphi. And afterwards, after this best of 5, we'll have them come and do a couple replay analysis so that we can, you know, do the whole pro corner thing, get their strategies, kind of get a sense of what their decision making's like. But joining me co-casting these games is Vera Lynn. Thanks again, Vera, for doing this with me. This is hopefully having some fun.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. It's you know, I saw your TL thread recently. You know, just basically kind of talking about all your channels and you know, how you're GM on NA, and I think a lot of folks don't. You know, just quite honestly, a lot of folks I don't think know who you are. So you know, you want to promote any of your channels here, like any of your you know, your stream or anything like that?
Yeah, sure. I stream and I'm on VeraLin_SC2 on Twitch, and I stream a lot of. I'm going to be streaming my games on Ladder this weekend. I do a lot of free coaching for players,
Oh, awesome.
and I also do a lot of casting for Zeke.com. And you can add me on Twitter on VeraLin_SC2.
Awesome. Okay, let's see if these guys are ready. Yeah, check her out, guys. I mean, she does. I've watched one of your coaching sessions, and does a really good job coaching. So, gotta check her out. Coaching, I mean, there just doesn't seem to be going on as much as it used to be. So, not sure why. I think coaching is such a great thing, and I know it's fun for a lot of you players too. So.
Yeah, I enjoy it a lot because, I mean, even you actually get to see maybe players who are either like masters players or even lower level players to see what they're actually doing, So I actually do enjoy watching it just to kind of see what lower level players are actually coming up with and why they're doing what they're doing, and even kind of going, that's a good idea. And it actually gives you ideas for yourself for any other strategies that you might want to come up with.
Ah, that's true. That's true. Never really thought of that. Never thought about getting ideas from a bronze level player.
Well, I'd say maybe more like plat, but.
All right, Dark Force. Let me do some intros here. Oh, actually, no, I need to change the color. So why don't you mind doing the intros?
Yeah, sure. And in the top left-hand corner, we have aTnDarkforce, the blue Zerg player who played really well last game, and and in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the red Zerg player as well, aTnDelphi, who played a really, really good macro game last game. He had like 5 bases, and I mean, he had like 94 drones.
Yeah,
and I think Dark Force had something similar, but he made like about 14 spines.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like this long wall across the map. You're kind of going, what is that blue dotted line on the mini map?
Exactly. Yeah, those spines. That's pretty much what the Zergs. They have to do is what they over drone in the beginning so they can get that economy as fast as possible. Kind of build up that bank as fast as possible. And what can you do with the bank at the end? Just build extra spines, which can help defend your base, can help create even more kind of army supply for you if you engage the enemy right at that spine wall. So great things, those spines. Okay, let's see if they open the same way. It looks like both of them are going to go 15 hatch again. I think they would have thrown down that gas by now if they were doing 14-14.
Yeah, I've been temple on this map a couple of times, which is kind of weird on this map.
Whoa, both of them. 15 pool.
Sorry, I just.
Yeah. Huh. I've never seen 15. Okay, 15 pool, 16 gas. They're both doing it.
We're both going, let's do this together.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
This would be interesting. Yeah, I have no idea what they're doing, so must be a team build.
Yeah, secret build that we're unaware of. We're not privy to yet. We'll be seeing at the next MLG.
Exactly.
And then ATN comes out with this new kind of Zerg strategy to blow everyone away.
Exactly. It's a 1 base, but 15 full first. Okay,
so, pool gas hatch.
It's definitely safe against any kind of very early pool, this type of build. But oh yeah, so immediate hatch. Yeah, so it's just a very safe kind of in between a 14-14 to 15 hatch. I think. Looks like I don't know. Looks like Dark Force is going to be expanding right now. He built those. I think he built those lings a little bit earlier than Delphi.
Yeah, I mean, he did this the last game as well. He made a load of links at the start just to kind of see what's going on, just kind of poke into the other player and see what's actually going on. So it's really one of the reasons why aTnDelphi went so early maybe on his pool, just because of I think there was like 22 links that attacked him last game.
Yeah, and it's like I noticed Delphi sending his second overlord to the third, which I don't know. I mean, it's kind of I think I like having or. Generally speaking, I think the players like having the 2 overlords in the middle of the map so that you can catch like these Zerglings running across the map a little bit sooner, right? Because if for some reason you just happen to look away for a second and that first overlord at the ramp just misses them, it's kind of tough sometimes. You can be surprised by giant swarm of Zerglings. Okay, so he's going to try to get some scouting Dark Force, and that Zergling's going to make it in there with like 1 health and turned around to die before he could see anything. Interesting. All right, so this is that tenuous period again, where it's lots of Zerg on Zerg or Zergling on Zergling battles, or Zergling Baneling type of battles.
Yeah, and both of them have their baneling nests down as well. So again, just very standard builds from both players. Darkforce getting it a bit sooner.
Yep. Again, just so you know, just 6 lings. 6 lings really can't do too much here. So I think it's more for maybe scouting purposes, just trying to get as much information as possible. Okay, so now he knows that Darkforce has speed. It's like Darkforce's turn. It's just like taking turns. Okay, it's my turn to attack now.
Yeah.
Your turn to defend. All right, Delphi. I like how he sent. You know, he immediately sent 2 more Zerglings just to get scouting. I think not enough Zergs, at least on ladder, do that. They don't, not constantly scouting.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, in the end of it, you get a strong economy to be able to react to what your opponent is doing. So how can you react when you don't know what's going on?
Right. Overlords aren't that fast, guys. We can't can't get them in there, especially in ZvZ where things just change so quickly.
Yeah, no, I mean, the only thing they work for in ZvZ is actually having visibility around the map and some map control of what's actually going on.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Nice land by Darkforce.
Gorgeous.
I mean, not Darkforce, by Delphi.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it was real done.
Delphi's had some serious Bane hits the last 2 games now. Okay. Wanted to run the Trush the I don't have no idea what that means.
Through the bush or Trush the bush?
Through the bush, maybe, yeah. Okay. Alright, that Spine's going to deny any kind of scouting now. I mean, I think he's going to have to send a good number of lings if he wants to get in the base now. But the Banes, oh, he did get one in! Snuck it by the Banes! Okay, now he's going to get a good look. He's going to know that Delphi's not on lair. Delphi seems to like the 3 hash before lair, that type of build.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good as well because I mean, rule of thumb, generally speaking, is kind of you don't go layer until you've got 2 base saturated. And again, by the type of tech and units you'll go for that require a layer, like whether it's your upgrades or hydras and stuff, are always very mineral and gas heavy. So having the 3rd up and running slowly but surely behind that, I think is really important. So I can understand his reasoning behind it. But but Darkforce opting for having layer already.
Yep, he's going for mutas again. That 2 base muta. And again, once his mutas are out, then he's free to take that 3rd. It's going to be a little bit later than Delphi's 3rd, but it's very safe once the mutas are out. There's pretty much nothing that not really an attack that Delphi can do, especially on hatch tech to really kill or slow down Darkforce's 3rd.
Just to ask, has muta play become more popular on ladder of late?
No, I mean I think it's been, I don't know. I think it's, if anything, I think it's going a little bit out of style, but I think I see it. I still see folks just work it in, just maybe 1 game in a series sometimes. I mean, it just depends on the person too. If they really like muta, but when you're going muta, you really have to hit that infestor transition right on. I mean, you can't. I feel like Darkforce did a great last game. He didn't commit fully to muta. He built like 10 maybe. And then just enough to keep that 3rd safe and get map control, and then he immediately went to Infestor, right? So it's really important to do that, because you are susceptible to timing attack with Roach Infestor if you stay too long, right, on muta.
Yes, of course. No, it's just I've actually noticed a lot of Zergs actually doing it to me on ladder of late, which is why I've kind of.
Oh, really?
I know I try. Yeah, so that's why I don't follow when it goes on heavily in the pro scene. I kind of just play myself. So it was just interesting to see him going muta again, really, I guess.
Yeah. I would figure it would be it would be less likely, especially with the queen having more range now, and some people going like mass queens even in ZvZ. It's I don't know, like even Roach Queen Infestor I've seen, right? So it's
yeah, queens are awesome.
Yeah. All right, so here's those mutas again harassing. Oh, actually these lings are doing a good job though. He's just kind of letting those lings take down the hatch there.
Yeah, he did really good
job. Really close.
I mean, he might get it down.
Oh, those lings are attacking roaches that don't matter. Oh, and he did take it down. That's why you have to be careful with mutas. It's like sometimes if you don't get that 3rd up, then I feel like he's way behind now. So we'll see what he can accomplish with those mutas. I feel like he could have kept that up. I think there's a few of his units were attacking roaches that were not attacking the hatch. And those Zergling DPS is really high if you just let them go, but basically uninhibited.
Again, now all these mutas again just kind of pumping out, and this is just, as you were saying the last time, he just committed to a couple of mutas, and this seems to be the balance of his mutas, just trying to do as much harass as he can, you know?
Yeah.
With some really nice placed fours, you know, just kind of doing whatever damage they can, and obviously those mutas are so expensive that it's just not worth sacrificing them, you know?
Yeah, I felt like he had to take, you know, more of a risk and try to, you know, actually harass the base to keep Delphi back at his base, so to avoid a timing attack here, because if you look, you know, Dark Force really has no units right now for the most part. He's still trying to get that third up. You know, if that third was up, that'd be a different story. He'd be pumping units right now. But instead, he's, you know, trying to get it done, trying to still saturate with drones now. It's a little bit change of plans for him.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really good that he's being forced to cancel that third all the time, or rather, you know, keeps losing the third or struggling to actually keep it up even, just because it's just so important for the server to actually get his third base up and running, you know.
Right.
But I do love how aTnDelphi's kind of gone, you know, okay, I see mutas, I'm going to go Hydra. You know, it's the fastest thing that you can either do that or get like 3 or 4 queens, but, you know, Hydras are generally good overall, you know, and they're really fast to make, and, you know, you've got your ground upgrades anyway, so I just like the idea he's gone with this, but now we see aTnDarkforce going for Infestors, so again, just like the last game, it will end up countering them with some good bungles.
Yeah, but you know what, I think he's a little bit, you know, his timings are a little bit later this game, Darkforce, because of that third. I think he's, he might not be able to pump out, you know, all those roaches last minute, but we'll see if Delphi actually has the same timing. I think Delphi's, no, he's hanging back a little bit more this game because of the meter harass that Darkforce has been doing, so. But he's almost max, and you know when you get max as a Zerg, what you gotta do? you gotta attack, right? So
yeah.
Here we go.
The horribly slow Hydras.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Who needs creep, like, right? Who needs it?
Yeah. It's probably one of the reasons why Delphi didn't actually get speed on his roaches. Kind of like, okay, I'll hang out with the Hydras.
Yep. Okay, let's see how this works out. He doesn't seem to have as many, you know, he doesn't have 7 Hydralifts this time, but he's got his mutas back this time. We'll see if, oh, good bungles though. And a lot of Banes. The Banes are going to make a huge difference there too. Wow. Oh, but the roaches are taking out, starting to take out some of the infestors. One more fungal would be so huge here. Okay, it's starting to focus the third. He's going to take out the third again. And some drones in the meantime too. Very nice, but he hasn't lost many infestors though, but oh, look at these queens. That's the queens I was talking about.
Oh yeah. loving the
that is hurtful right there. Wow.
There we go.
Exactly. You know, those queen builds are man, some nice. I've seen some great like Nidus, you know, roach queen kind of builds too against Muta. Good stuff. I mean, they just don't die with the transfuse, and now that the range is so high, man, good luck going Muta against those type of builds. Okay, so the series is 1-1 now. Great play by Delphi there.
Yeah, no, they both played really, really well.
Yeah, what do you think were the key differences in that game? Uh-oh.
Let me think. The differences between the first game and the second game, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, the key differences, because I felt like Delphi, for the most part, did the same thing, right? And, you know, obviously the results were quite different, so... oh, I guess I'm playing Terran here.
That happened to me once. I started a game and I was like, wait, why am I here playing Terran? Why do I have all these SCPs?
Exactly. Yeah, I can play. Let me see. No, I'm just kidding.
Do you play Zerg, do you?
Yeah, I play Zerg too. If you watch some of the VODs, I have some of the pros coach me sometimes because actually you probably don't know, but the reason one of the kind of precursors to the show is I was getting lessons from various players for a while, and you know I was just streaming them too, kind of like what you do, but you actually coach. And you know, lots of folks kind of enjoyed them, so that's kind of how Pro Corner originated.
Oh,
so,
right.
Yeah, so you know, I am a Zerg. Always be a Zerg. But I have love for you Protoss and Terrans out there too. Okay, so Darkforce, I guess. Okay, there you go. Switched out and ready to go. Okay, we're going to be playing on Daybreak. It's currently 1-1, and viewers just tuning in, what we're doing is we're having Darkforce, or aTn's Darkforce and aTn's Delphi, playing a best-of-5 series. And we'll have them come on and do some replay analysis afterwards so that we can really walk through some of their strategies. And co-casting with me today is Vera Lynn. Doing a great job, Vera. I'm so glad. I know you're super tired, so I really appreciate not having any sleep or anything, but I really appreciate you coming on.
Well, thank you for having me. It's been great games.
And guys, if you enjoyed if you enjoy the show, if you're tuning in for the first time, click the follow button. I'd really appreciate it, and it's the best way to I guess keep up to date with the shows or when the stream starts and that kind of thing. Because for the most part, I only stream when my shows Pro Corner and Climbing the Ladder are on. And Pro Corner, this show is on Monday, Thursdays for folks that have never seen the show.
All right, looks like the players are ready to go.
He started it. He hosted it, man. Why'd you tell me, man? I'm ready too. I'm ready. Okay, let's see if Starboard gets messed up here, given that Darkforce. Actually, Darkforce started it, so he should be on the left. So we will see. Daybreak. I know Daybreak for the most part. We usually start all of our series on Daybreak because it seems to be the most balanced map. It doesn't make much of a difference in ZvZ. I mean, do you think it makes any difference, I guess, map-wise, like in ZvZ?
No, it really doesn't. It's really more of a map with ZvZ or ZvP, but in the ZvZ it's pretty okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've never had any issues anyway on ZvZ on this that I can go, oh my god, that map is terrible. Oh my god, it's fine.
Exactly.
Issues. I guess the only thing is that I do like the idea that you can take a very comfortable third on this, or I personally feel I can take a very comfortable third, because a lot of maps you'll play and you find it really hard to kind of go, right, what's the best expansion? Just like how I suppose in the last game aTnDarkforce was trying to take a third, which was just a bit further away, and it kept just getting denied again and again and again.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Okay, so playing in as the top right Zerg, we have aTn's Delphi. And playing in the bottom left corner, playing the blue Zerg, is aTnDarkforce. It currently is 1-1. Let me change the score here. I always forget that. 1-1 tied series. We'll, our goal is to play a best of 5 here, but if the games go too long, we'll probably cut the series short. Because I really want to get these guys on to talk about ZvZ and talk about some of these games and why they made some of the decisions they make, and because obviously we're making speculations as to what we think they're doing, but these pro players, they map a lot of stuff out, like really down to the T. So it's really great to have them explaining strategy to us.
It's interesting. We're seeing a bit of a difference now. So we're seeing the 14 pool, I think it was, for Darkforce, and we're seeing 15 pool. And we're actually seeing 15 hatch for Delphi. So just a bit different. Because I remember last time they both went the exact same build, and then the game before that they went the exact same build. So now they seem to be deferring a small bit. So one favoring economy. Yeah,
this is actually perfect for discussion, because it's great seeing them 3 different combination openings now, right, between the two of them.
Yes.
So we'll kind of see maybe the little intricacies between, like you said, like 15 hatch versus the 15 pool gas that Darkforce is doing, and how it lines up.
I'm secretly waiting for someone to 10 pool next game.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, exactly.
Because you don't really expect it. I mean, especially as it was between teammates as well. You wouldn't really kind of go, oh my god, no, you didn't just do that to me, So
yeah.
I'm kind of looking forward to someone doing that in one of the games.
Yeah, I mean that could be the actual reason for the 15 pool gas, is just trying to metagame or anticipating a 10 pool, and it puts you behind, but it doesn't. It doesn't put you that far behind as long as you're not making lings and that kind of thing, right? So
yeah, of course.
Yeah, so Delphi's. I think Delphi's hatchery is probably going to be finishing in the next 5 seconds, while Darkforce's hatchery is going to finish in, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds, so maybe a 20-second difference, 25 seconds.
Yeah, so I mean, he did put it down later. So I mean, but I mean, I would expect Dark Force to be going for some kind of early aggression again. I mean, every single game to date, he has sent. The first game he sent 22 lings, and then the last game he sent like I think it was like 10 or 12 lings or 4. He sent 6 lings in, and then he sent another 4. So I mean, he's always been the more offensive Zerg in this, while Delphi's kind of turtled and went, well, I'm going to get my third. I'm going to just get my economy set up, and it's actually worked for him. For the most part, bar maybe just certain engage with unit composition or something like that, it's actually made him a very strong player in these matchups.
Yeah, definitely. But one thing to notice about that last game, and kind of happened in the first game too, is that roachling pressure on the third of the person going muta, right, is it's really close. You're always going to cut it really close defending it, because again, the mutas, given that since the roaches are armored units, they take forever to take down with the muta shots, especially they're not upgraded at all, right? So it takes a long time to take down even one roach. So those roaches can just go to town on a hatchery or go to town on drones. So you really have to have that defense or the timings down perfectly if you're going muta. Okay, looks like Delphi making a crap load of. Looks like he's the aggressor this game.
Excellent. Good to see how he actually plays.
So it looks like he's going to wait for speed here, and he's morphing a few Banes. Where are those Banes, actually? I don't see them. Oh, they're in the corner there. Look at that. Corner in the third. So he's hiding those. So he's probably going to come up this ramp, kind of fake a lot of the... yeah, he's going to kind of draw the units kind of towards the ramp here, and his Banes are going to... Oh, let's see. Is Dark Force going to fall for it? Dark Force falling back to his base. If he saves at least the drones, he's good. Yeah, so he's going to save all the drones. This attack's not going to do much if, again, if the drones are all saved there.
The drone's running back up to the main as well. So
he can blow up the queens. Oh, killing 2 queens is actually pretty good too. Oh, is he going to get the queens? Yep, he got the queens.
Well done.
That's actually really huge, especially in this matchup, because the number of larvae is so important here, and not having the injects is a really big deal.
Yeah, I mean, not having the injects, losing the equivalent of 300 minerals this early stage of the game, so important. I mean, if you lost 1 queen, you go, yeah, okay, cool, I'll just, I can do without it for now. But I mean, right now, I mean, Dark Force only has 1 larva right now, and I mean, he's just got to make all his queens again.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, you can make an argument that 1 queen, the economy might not be, quite to the point where you can spend all the larvae, but definitely no queens is there's no argument with that. So.
I don't know if you saw that, but basically 2 of the banelings at Delphi basically took out about 10 lings of
oh, really? In the middle of the map again?
In.
Oh, man, I missed that.
Oh, my God. So I was like, oh, my God. It's hurt in my head.
I think Dark Force looks away when he sends his lings into Delphi's base, because that's like the 3rd time it's been like big nails. Okay, sending kind of shift clicking, sending 1 ling at that Bane, that Baneling. Kind of a technique that you got to learn as a Zerg. Okay, that's cost effective for Dark Force there. Or no, for Delphi there. Okay. I
mean, I really do like this play that Delphi's going for, where he's kind of like, okay, I know you're going to go for some kind of unit composition that I may not be ready for, obviously with the first game that he played, but just denying this, denying the third all the time, or even putting pressure on it all the time, is forcing Dark Force to make more units to try and defend it, less drones, and then having a weaker economy, while Delphi right now is taking his third, So I mean, I really like that. I mean, and we do see way more lings roaches and lings being pushed out through the map as well, just to try and put a lot of pressure while he's kind of going, even if I lose all these, I'll still have a stronger economy than you, and that's really where you want to be as a Zerg player. Yeah,
I mean, these 10 roaches, I think this is going to be a really good timing for Delphi here. I think the 10 roaches will tank a lot of these Banes. It's all about micro, obviously, but he's in a good shape. I mean, he's catching Dark Force at a weird time, I think. Oh, that 1 Bane landed on all 8 of those. Delphi's Banes are just sick today.
Oh my goodness! And all these bandits are going in.
Oh my God, how many drones? Wow. That's 14 drones there.
14 drones. Oh my goodness, that was so effective.
Yeah. Oh wow. Picked a great timing. I mean, he kind of had to. Given that the 3rd base was going to be up, so I think it was his way. Again, it's like it's a push and pull thing when it comes to Zerg. If you're behind, if somebody's getting a 3rd up, you have to put some aggression to either make them build offensive units or best case scenario actually do some damage while you're expanding behind it. That's what's so cool about ZvZ.
No, I do love ZvZ, and it just shows that even though it's a mirror matchup, I mean, just anything can happen, and it's all down to just whether that Bane will get in and take out all your drones, and that can really that's obviously a game changer.
All right, so he picks Tal'Darim. Okay, so this is Tal'Darim is what do you think about Tal'Darim in ZvZ? It's definitely different because there's no ramps. There's there's a good amount of space between the natural and the main.
Yeah, I do like it because I think that it's very easy to get a third, and that's what's important to me, obviously, because I'm really mad over creep spread. I have like creep everywhere, and so for me, like I can get to my main to my third really fast. So I actually do like this map for that. I guess I don't really like the spawn locations because sometimes you'd end up getting like a temple, and or sometimes you might try a temple yourself, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna hope that he's there.
That's so risky, though.
I know.
I mean, if there's a coin flip, that is a coin flip on a 4-player map, 10 pooling.
Anyway, in the left-hand corner of the map, we have aTnDelphi, the red Zerg player, who won the last game with some amazing baneling hits. Really well amazed. He just really good baneling hits. And in the right-hand corner in the bottom, we have aTnDarkforce, the blue Zerg player, who unfortunately didn't win the last game, but I would like to see him come back in this game.
Do you know if Delphi's? I didn't notice, but was Delphi's timing? Did that revolve around like maybe a 2-0 upgrade, or I wasn't sure if it was purely a kind of a counter reaction or if it was actually timed based on his upgrades.
I actually didn't look, but
I didn't look either.
We choose that replay to have a look at. I could tell you straight away. I actually wasn't looking at that at all.
So many of these. I mean, it's like hard to pick which one to actually go over right now.
No, it's like, can you stay all night while we go through all of these things?
Exactly right. All three of these games have been so different and really good. But right now, I have to say probably the first one's still the best candidate, given that it went to late game. And I think it's hard to say. I definitely want to ask them why they were going 15 full.
I find it very interesting that Darkforce sent his Overlord up instead of left.
Oh, really?
First
I thought you typically do send it counterclockwise.
I always send it like, well, no. If I was for Delphi, I sent it left. No, I sent it right. If I was for Darkforce, I sent it left. Now I may not make sense.
No, I see. Just okay, bottom or top. I see. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just interesting why he went that way. So, 8 pool on the way.
Oh, now got some trash talking now.
Actually, I had a friend who told me that he was playing a game and he turned around and they said that what they did was they ended up 4-pooling the people. So what they ended up doing was they basically started the game and just got all their drones and killed 2 drones and then just 4-pooled and won. And at the
Wait.
Which makes no sense at all.
What?
Like, why would you do that? And then at the end, they messaged the person and said, "Check out the replay." And they were really annoyed for obvious reasons. It's like, why would you kill your own drones? Why would anyone do that?
They're trying to play Brood War is what they're trying to do. Trying to do a 4 pull in Brood War. In Brood War was like 6 pull here, so that's funny. Okay, so it looks like Darkforce we went 15 hatch this game, and Delphi same thing, right? So.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the same thing from both of them, and Delphi getting his speed, and again, I think he seems to be being a bit more aggressive, which I like, because for the first 2 games he wasn't.
Exactly.
So,
okay.
Nice to see roles reversed.
They've been switching roles a lot this series. So this is
they kind of have cue cards going. You do this time, I'll do this time.
Exactly. Let's make it for a really interesting show. So I appreciate it, guys.
We know what you're doing. We're on to you.
And no, this was not scripted.
Ignore the ruffle of paper.
Right.
But again, aTnDelphi going now for a baneling nest. So again, I mean, he has some amazing baneling hits. He's doing really well, and I'm very impressed with it. And I think he just committing to that, or even having just the defensive banelings again, are really good. So I really do like that. I mean, Darkforce has really lost so much, so many lings to these banelings. It's kind of like I don't know. Maybe Delphi knows that Darkforce isn't really good against banelings or something, because he just keeps going at it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe again, they're teammates, so they obviously know each other quite well, and
So just seeing a couple of links going out now by aTnDelphi, just kind of pushing out just to see what's going on. I do, again, the most important thing on this map, especially against ZvZ, is who's holding that Zalaga tower. Especially, you can have all your overlords and stuff, but at least you know what's coming straight away.
all right,
So, I mean,
here we go. So there's those kind of hidden banes again by Delphi. He did a good job hiding them. This could be... Gotta get that second queen up there by
oh, wow,
Dark Force.
queen and everything.
Yeah, he's gonna get the second queen too. This could be it, actually.
Wow, and again, putting all the drones to do whatever they can to surround these links, and I mean, drones doing 5 DPS. I mean,
Yeah, but drones are early on. It's not a bad thing. If you get a full surround on the lings, I mean, gotta do what you gotta do anyways.
oh yeah,
2 queens, I think that's gonna be quite costly. I think Delphi will probably just keep pressuring because now he has more larvae, and what can Dark Force do except for more Banes and pretty much the same units that Delphi has, but Delphi can make more. So.
exactly.
Yeah, Dark Force is gonna he's gonna have to land some of these Banes. Like, gonna have to get some good cost efficiency with these Banes. But no.
Yeah, I mean, and that could be game changing as well for him. So just kind of pushing out to see if he can just sneak in 1 or 2 into the main or the natural to get a couple of drones, even just something his economy or something.
Yeah, but it looks like Delphi is actually. Oh man, this is like a recurring theme.
Oh my god! Seriously? Oh wow! Oh my god!
Oh no!
It's like I'm face palming for him, going, "Why?"
Oh man. But yet again, Delphi landing another very cost-efficient Bane there, which pretty much stunts Dark Force's push there. So looks like Delphi's trying to do some counter pushes, maybe get a couple of these Banes. Well, okay, he got a good trade there. Kind of get him back a little bit for that big one he had over at the base.
I really like how Delphi's just continuously pushing out, just to keep putting just pressure on top of Dark Force, because I mean right now behind this Delphi's kind of going lair, he's taking up behind this, and again just making just keeping Dark Force on his toes all the time, making him make more units, making sure he's not making any drones, stunting his economy, while I mean Delphi's he's probably going to be taking his 3rd soon enough. He's got a 1 ling very slowly but surely working away on the destructible rocks. Sure, by the end of the game that'll be down.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so it looks like Delphi again. I mean, he's definitely feigning pressure a lot, in these games, and he's just droning so hard behind it. I mean, he's up by 19 drones now, so it's Dark Force got to get something done here with this attack, or it's going to be over just purely with the economic difference here.
Yeah, and again we do see the spine coming down as well for aTnDelphi, which is again rows reversed. They've got their other rows, but these roaches now just pushing in against these spines.
Dark Force need to back those roaches up a little bit before those Banes are finished. Oh, those Banes aren't doing much. Oh, but he got a bunch of the morphing Banes there, which was a lot of the DPS. He's morphing some more again. I mean, I feel like this is it for Dark Force. I feel like he has to do some damage here, and there's 6 spines there, so it's gonna be tough. Oh, wow, that's a huge Bane bust again.
Oh my god, that is so painful. Oh wow. But again, he's just trying to send it a couple of Banelings just to see if he can sneak them in, but he just couldn't. And there's the GG.
There's the GG. And, alright, aTnDelphi wins the series 3-1. Congratulations to him. And, again, it's not a show match, so they didn't win anything. But we're going to have them come on Skype here in a second, and we're going to be talking some strat. So let me get them on the call here. Be right back. Alright. So, what we're going to do, guys, if you guys are just tuning in, we're going to have Dark Force and Delphi and Verilyn too on the call to kind of discuss some of the games.
Hello.
Hey Delphi. GG man.
Hi.
Great series.
Yeah, GG's.
Yeah, GG.
Some sick Bane lands there, man. All games, man. I think he had some really good Baneling explosions.
Well, all games were fun. The first game was fun as well.
Okay, looks like John's having some issues. Hey, John.
Wait a moment.
Hey, you there?
Yes.
Hey, you need to get going, or?
Okay, now. Sorry.
I know you're having some problems. But you need to get going soon, or I mean, because we can go over some of these replays with Delphi if you're having if you're feeling sick or whatnot.
Yeah, actually, I would prefer it, but I can stay for one or so.
Okay. Well, we can do that. Again, whenever you need to check out, that's cool. Just let me know. But good series, guys. I mean, a lot of interesting games. I was just talking to Vera about it, and lots of different dynamics in each game. So it's pretty great games to go over. But I figured we'd start with the first game. I mean, the first game, you guys got to Hive as a late kind of game. So you guys mind doing a little bit of analysis on that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's load it up, and we'll go to 2 minutes, and then pause it. And viewers just tuning in, again, what we're doing is we just had Darkforce and Delphi play best of 5, and Delphi just won 3-1, and now we're going to have them go over a few of these games.
Okay, I'm at 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Let's go 2x, faster
Okay.
2x, and let's start 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so I noticed you guys, both started 15 hatch in this game. And
Yeah.
I know I didn't have to do it this game, but I might as well just ask now. So, in some games you start at 15 pool, right? Can you talk?
14.
Oh, is it 14 pool?
Yeah, actually, 15 was a mistake. I just.
Oh, okay. Can you talk to us about just the differences, like why y'all decided to, this game? Because we just talked about 15 hatch being pretty safe, and when y'all went 15 pool in some of the other games, was that just in case they went early pool or something like that?
Yeah, in the second game, I thought he might go 10 pool. That's why I went.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Yeah. Okay. That's what we were trying to guessing.
But he played Speedling. He played fast gas. I played late gas with only 2 drones. So with this build, I'm like kind of even against 15 hatch.
I saw that he
Like
went
almost
head
even.
first. No,
I see.
No, I went 14 pool, late gas, 2 drones only, and then fast hatch.
no,
Not
I
sure
mean
build.
in the game we are watching right now. Like
In this
we went
game,
pretty similar build, right?
Yeah,
you thought I
you
was-
guys were
no.
identical for a while here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then when Darkforce.
No, I
started-
pulled drones out of gas and I wanted to go for a speedling aggression.
Yeah.
Like
I went
right
for-
now, if Delphi only builds drones right now, then the speedlings can do a lot of damage. But yeah, he didn't only build drones. And yeah, I think this was pretty fail.
I think it was really.
Yeah, the Thanes landed really
for,
well.
for a long time of the game.
So talk to
Yes,
me.
now you are ahead very clearly.
Mhm.
And
Even killed noch 1 or 2 drones.
yes, I just thought you might just go drones only, and that's why I went for speeding, and then I just went normally.
So I
And then
know.
afterwards I felt so I went fast layer too. So with the hope
Yeah, that
that
muted
something
caught me
done
off
with muter.
Right. So talk to me a little bit about that. I know a few of these games, the dynamic was really Delphi, you going, 3 hatch before layer, and Darkforce, you going to layer and muta. So kind of talk to me a little bit about the dynamics of that. Which one's better? Where does one have the advantage over the other?
I think it's super hard to say what has the advantage. In general, I think if
it's
you
about
play it
execution.
extremely well, 3 hatch is better. But I was behind, so I wanted to take some risks and like maybe to catch him off guard, because I felt like it's not so good if I just go 3 hatch also. And that's what just everything later than him. That's why I went neutral.
Oh, I see.
Usually I like 3 hatch better actually.
Yeah, I think it's all about execution. So like the 2H, the fast layer player can get a advantage in the
I'm
game as
just
well.
now noticing that I have super few drones in my main base. I don't know what I was doing there. It's like so terrible. I don't know why I.
And the thing now is I don't know if he stops building Muta, like the Muta tech is
Yeah.
coming soon, and then afterwards you never know, like for like 5 minutes if he's building mass Muta or is he tech switching. It's like you have to guess
Right.
or you have to scout really well.
And I noticed your response to Muta. You know, I know a lot of people will
Yeah, well,
just.
I had to push out with so
Okay.
he couldn't arrest me.
Oh,
Yes.
right. I
Yeah,
see.
like attacking here is a good choice.
Hmm.
Okay, my defense. I
Because
can get my defense
then you
up.
buy a lot of time to get a
Oh,
response
okay.
for yourself.
Okay, I didn't realize it was
quite
more
a lot of
defensive.
damage actually.
Okay, excellent.
The only reason why I pushed. Yeah.
So it's more of a defensive play, actually, this push,
Yeah,
more
right.
so than. Okay. Cool.
And he doesn't really need like the roach is really good to trade him against some drones, and then the roach player has a lot of time to get units out.
So I
see.
could go mass queen infestor now, but if he's building like mass muta, I could die really fast. So I like to go.
I think after
Hydra.
when you are ahead in the opening, you can't die. I think like infestor is actually better. I think
Yeah, maybe.
Hydra gives a lot of room for comebacks actually. I
Yeah.
don't like Hydra in that case. I think it was not good to go Hydra. I think it would have been better. Now you go back. I think that was a big mistake. You gave me some more time right now.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true. I guess.
I had every unit in one control group.
Yeah. As
That's why.
usual.
Yeah.
And now I barely got enough units out.
Yeah,
to
I
be
didn't
able
look
to-
there as well, so I got fungled really hard in the
Mhm.
first place.
Yeah, you had I think you had 7 infestors there too.
Yes, and now with the fungus and such, I managed to kind of equal out the game. Well, you're still ahead actually. You have way more.
I think I was
time.
pretty far ahead until you started dropping and stuff, and I wasn't prepared for it as good as I could have.
Yeah, you're still ahead. I mean, you have more drones. You're ahead in supply.
Yeah, I must be a little bit behind you guys, but once the infestors ran out of energy there, it was
Yes,
getting
if you
tight.
you would keep attacking, I could actually be in trouble because you simply have better economy, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I
Yes,
wasn't 100%.
now I basically, like when I defended your attack, I thought now I'm still behind now because I saw that you already have a 4th base with gas and such, and that's why I decided to immediately research drop and overlord speed, because
That
I knew
was smart.
if I just mirror your play, which is probably to go late game with the Brood Lords, then I probably lose because I'm behind, so I have to do something that's not the same, and where you can make mistakes. And
I was thinking about like borrowed infestors, that's why I'm putting overseers over my spine crawlers.
I
But-
didn't do that because I
And I
expected
built,
you
spi- I
to
built
learn
spine
that
crawlers
lesson.
in my yeah, I know. But and I built spine crawlers in my top base and my main base as well. But there's so much room for you to drop the units.
Yes,
It's
I
not
think
that
actually,
easy.
I have never dropped on this map before, but in hindsight, I think it's actually a very good map for drops.
Yes.
No, it was actually a really great play by you, those drops, because you took down all the tech structures for the most part. And
Yes,
well,
and now you feed in some units. You just want to free up supply, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I actually think you have too many drones right now, because I was noticing that you want to free up supply, and so I knew that now is the time to get aggressive, because you are switching to Brood Lords. I knew that
Yeah.
you would be going Brood Lords when you were feeding in your units, and that was very good for me, because then I knew that now is the time to get aggressive, because you are trading units.
oh, that's
Yeah,
true.
no,
Just wasted
out of
roaches.
position now with my infestor, so you can run
Yes.
through.
Now Delphi control.
Delphi control.
You have to know that he is famous for not having the best micro.
That's not fair.
Like, actually, micro is okay, but infestors, you are not so good at controlling infestors.
Oh wow, I was making a comment of Vera here. It's like watching TV2 with all these infested Terrans attacking each other. Craziness going on here. Actually,
Yes, and now I know that I have to keep attacking, because if Delphi attacks me and my army is at home, then I'm
Well, you
like,
can't take a
not-
straight fight.
Mhm.
Straight up fight.
Yes, yeah, no, I can fight straight up, so I have to keep attacking and hope for some kind of base scrape, or hope
I
that
was aware of the situation, but
Yeah.
but I knew like you never let me get solid again, so I had to push out. I'm not sure what would have been the best choice for me, but
yeah, with the Broodlords, I mean, they're just not
but
mobile,
I had
right?
infestors in my main base and in my 5th base, which are on the opposite side of the map. So it would have been really hard for me to clean it all up without getting new stuff
Yeah,
dropped in.
I know. And I'm not sure. Like, maybe you should have just stayed defensive and it's very hard to say.
Or maybe
Because
I put mass spine crawler at one base maybe.
Yeah.
Would have
Yes,
worked.
you need, in general, you need spines and maybe spread out your brood lords, because I have nothing that kills your brood lords, and so my drops, if your brood lords standing around, my drops wouldn't do that much. But it's very hard to say, like those situations are very complicated.
Well, see, I mean, that's a good question that you bring up, though, Delphi, is there that kind of ideal army, like in ZvZ? You know, kind of like, you know how sometimes in ZvT, right, you're in a situation where the Terrans is dropping you all over the place, but, you know, you're still trying to build up, you know, you're still playing defensive, you're still just trying to build up this, you know, that perfect Broodlord, Corruptor, Queen, you know, Infestor army. Is that the same army in ZvZ? That's perfect?
Yes, like in very late game, Broodlord, Infestor, and a few Corruptors is clearly the best.
Like, even though Ultralis can't get fungled, but still the Broodlords own up everything.
Yes. The thing is, like, and also it's very important to be Broodlord heavy and not Corruptor heavy, because Corruptors get countered pretty hard by Fungal and Infestor Terrans.
I see.
But, yes.
But you took out his, you know, that's the thing with your drop, though. You took out his Infestor Pit so early.
I didn't notice that, actually.
I tried to focus Corruptors with my Infested Terrans, but it's actually
Yeah,
not
it's too
that
hard, yeah. You had so many. I mean, you had like 16, 17 of them, or 18 of them.
Because I was aware of the situation that the Infested Terrans were shooting at the roaches for some time, but
Oh, really? Okay.
it was really close.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely
Fun
close.
game. Like, it's one of these games like, how could I lose this game?
Yes, I was like, wow, how did I win this game?
That's what I was saying to Vera. I was like, okay, I think Delphi has this for sure with the Broodlords, and then all of a sudden 18 Corruptors come out of nowhere and just like go to town. So.
Yeah, that's why I didn't tap out so early. I was like thinking about the game, like what happened.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was a fun game.
It's a great game though. No, this is.
Like you can even mix it in equal situations, like the infestor drops and stuff. Like it's not like a desperate move.
No, I think it's actually very good, and often when Koreans play, you see that they just both go. I think actually it's better to go for drops than for tier 3 because it's so hard to defend. Maybe on some maps, but in general it's very hard to defend if you are switching to Broodlords against all the drops and such, because yeah, well, like they just drop like 30 infested Terrans and they load in again, and then your hatchery is dead, or your hive.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
And yeah, I think it's easier to play when you are aggressive. Like defending against it is much harder to execute, and so that's I think another reason why it's very, well, not very popular, but it's kind of popular lately to go for drops actually. Well, not that you get like this kind of ZvZ late game very often, but yes, if you get to it, I think drops are actually somewhat popular.
So let me ask you guys just kind of you know, it's more of an abstract question, you know, when it comes to ZvZ, but you know, one of the things in particular with you, Delphi, that I noticed, and of course you too, Darkforce, but during these games is that you know you always feigned aggression. You know what I mean? Like feigning meaning, I mean, you only sent like, you know, a pretty small kind of sized army. But it was actually an army. You know, you'd send, you know, Banes and some Roaches sometimes, and you know you'd either be like, you know, taking a third or heavily saturating your third, and you know you'd be doing that several, you know, maybe several times during a game, right? Is that pretty much normal for you or for all Zergs that they're doing? I mean, or is that kind of one of the key things in ZvZ? Is just trying to like recognize when it's kind of a feign versus when it's going to be an all-in timing or just a huge timing. Because like I noticed whenever you would send those things like Darkforce, right? Like your reaction would be, this is kind of how it went. It's like one of you guys would kind of send like a medium to small sized army. The other guy would clean it up and then immediately kind of come back with a counter. You know what I mean? It's kind of that just push and pull. And I don't know, kind of talk to me a little bit about that type of that kind of nuance to this matchup. Because you're not doing that with any other matchup. All the other matchups, I feel like you're trying to conserve units for the most part, right? Trying to be as cost efficient as possible. Where I think when you're sending these units, right, the cost efficiency is like a little bit different. It's explained in a different way. So
yes.
I was wondering.
I think the main reason, like when you defend an attack, where you immediately should counterattack, is well, especially with link baiting, you can always run away. So there's no risk in moving out on the map with speed links because well, they just you can just turn around if the opponent has too much.
Right.
And you always want to force out as many units out of your opponent as possible, and so he can build fewer drones. Because if you defend an attack and you just stay at home and your opponent builds many drones, well, then he might just be ahead in economy. But if you counterattack and you see that he doesn't have anything, well, then you just kill him. And if he builds units, well, then he builds a few less drones, which is good for you. And yeah, so you should always force your opponent to build units instead of drones. And that's why it's so important. Even if you only have a few units, just move out on the map and maybe your opponent builds 1 drone less or 2 drones less than he would have otherwise. And then it was worth it.
Well, and the thing about ZvZ is it's kind of special because you can go this link bailing style like really early in the game. There are like 2 timings. Like one timing is in the early game when the first player has bane links and your opponent doesn't have enough defense. Like I did on Tal'Darim and on Daybreak, I did like some baning attacks. It only works in ZvZ. And the other timing is in the mid game when one player is going faster, like really fast, then he is like, then roach attacks are pretty dangerous because you don't have as many roaches as your opponent.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, but there's also, I think there's another timing to go like 2 gas baneling, like not as early as you went, like go banelings a bit later with some more economy and go very baneling heavy. But that's only viable on maps that are quite open. I think Snoote likes that. And no, but it's actually pretty strong. You take a second gas around 30 supply.
Then you take like 15 banelings or so.
Yes, exactly. And then you simply have double the banelings of your opponent, and maybe your opponent even tech to there or so already. So you have a lot more banelings, and then it becomes very hard to demicro against it. But with the green range buff now, it's a bit easier to defend that. So I'm not sure how. I haven't tried it since the patch, but I think there is some other timings. Or for example, when both players go muta and you morph your overseer, you see the spire is like halfway done or so. I think, for example, then you can, and if your opponent does not have overlords in position or something like that, and you can try to like run around his overlords, and if you then manage to morph like 15 banelings near his base, then it's it can be very strong because you are on 4 gas, so you can morph a lot of banelings, and your opponent will be saving up gas to go mutas. I think it's pretty specific, I guess.
Yeah, and also like one timing I especially like is like I did it one time in the Daybreak game. If the link baneling attacks like does massive damage, you can just end the game with roach baneling sometimes.
Right.
Like, but it's kind of dangerous. Like you can only do it if you are like really far ahead.
Yes, of course. Like if you're really far ahead, roach baneling always ends the game.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So Verilyn, do you have any comments about the game, or you want to ask these guys?
No, but just I do agree with what Darkforce was saying about sending in a couple of units to stop your opponent actually making so many drones. I mean, in the end of it, I mean, you want to stop them getting a higher economy than you or a better economy than you. So, I mean, I would do the exact same type of gameplay that they would as well. So, just wanted to say that I completely agree with what they were saying on that.
Cool. All right, so why don't we, I know Darkforce, you're not feeling the greatest right now, so why don't we kind of jump straight to some Q&A? I know some viewers might want to ask you guys some questions. Guys, yeah, if you have any questions for the, for Darkforce, Delphi, or Verilyn, just you can type them either out in the stream chat, or you can actually call them in on Skype. My ID is ChanmanV, and my chat room seems to be frozen on my end, so that's not good. Let me,
Over here too, there's very little being written anyway.
Oh, is there? Okay. I wasn't sure if it was just me or if it's just in general people are being quiet.
The games are just so perfect that nothing to say.
Yeah, you guys are explaining it so perfectly. Like nobody has any questions. You don't have to ask about ZvZ, guys. You can ask these guys about ZvP and ZvT if you guys want. Actually, what are y'all's favorite matchups right now?
ZvT.
Everybody loves it. I was telling Darkforce that yesterday, or messaging him that.
It's like
everybody loves it.
Thinking about it, I'm not even sure, but yes, I think
it's like really much straightforward, this matchup nowadays.
Yeah, in many ways I like it. Also to watch, it's actually my favorite matchup.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Yes.
Yes. No, I think ZvT. But I actually like ZvZ quite a lot. It's just that, like lately, I have been a bit not practicing enough. Sometimes I'm a bit unsure what's the
D3.
best thing to do.
Damn that D3. Okay, we got a question from Caboz TV. What is the muta timing? When in ZvZ should you check for a muta build versus roach?
Well, you should always move an overseer immediately when you hit tier 2, so yes.
Yeah, and if your opponent isn't taking a fast third base, you should be it should be suspicious as well.
Yeah, well, and even with a early third, you can still go mute afterward. But yes, especially when your opponent stays at 2 base. When you hit tier 2, just immediately check with an overseer.
Yeah.
And if you are that far behind in tech that you're not tier 2 yet, when his spire is done, then it's pretty bad anyway.
Yeah, so talk to us about the defense. So like Delphi, when you went 3 base against Darkforce's muta, like in 2 of those games, what I know you were pressuring the third, which is like the first step, right? You have to pressure the third with whatever units you've got.
Yeah, right.
Right.
The second step is like build like 2. What I do is like build 2 spine crawlers, 1 in your eco line and 1 to protect the hedge from the other side. Like at each base, like then you get.
You mean
spore
spores,
crawlers.
right?
Sports, yeah.
Yeah, spores. Oh, did I say spines? Okay.
Yeah.
Don't build
Then
spines.
what I did one game, you can build either like queens in every hedge, like 3 queens immediately, 3 additional queens, or Hydra then if you want to be extra safe against mutas,
But
I guess.
I think Hydra is actually not that safe against muta, because if you go for Hydras, you're actually pretty vulnerable against muta ling speed baneling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
no.
And so I think actually I really disagree with going Hydras against mutas.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It has so many downsides. I always build extra queens and go infester immediately. I think Hydras are really not a good idea. I really don't see a situation where you would want to go Hydra.
I always find ident to go Hydra because I go Hydra, I go Queen. I've been recently switching to Queen more, but I find I go Hydra Den more just because it only takes 40 seconds to make the Hydra's Den, that I can get it out a bit faster, and then if they only have 10 mutas, then I've just got that to respond to it and not a load of Queens, and then instead of going from that. So then obviously in one of your games, you only did like 10 or 12 mutas, and then you stopped and then you transitioned back into it, so it was just a bit aggressive. So I think Hydras are for me anyway, in that way, it's just a good way to react to it. And then if the other opponent ends up committing to a muta play, then transitioning out of Hydras, but just kind of a really fast reaction. If you're not expecting it at all, if you haven't scouted, if you have no idea, I think it's a faster way to respond. I do agree that it's not the best thing to go for, but it can help from time to time.
Yeah, what do you...
Yeah, it's not like total crap. It's like it's
Yeah,
kind of okay, but not.
I think
but
it's
of course not the
like
best
generally
option.
you want to go queen and then infester as quickly as possible. I think.
Yeah.
Because otherwise the muta, you can never catch the mutas with the Hydras. That's a big problem. And also they are pretty bad against banelings, which your opponent, if your opponent commits to mutas, he will probably also get baneling speed.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
That's why I think Hydras are well, like if it's really emergency and you really need to get anti-air quickly, then of course, if it's the only choice you have because you would die before you get to infestors, then of course it's better to get Hydras. But in general, I don't really like to go Hydras against mutas.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I guess.
Okay, let's see. We have a question here. Do you and Sake have a rivalry? So it's probably towards you, the Dark Force. I'm guessing that question
Yeah, I guess
from
so.
Rice Paper.
No, I don't know. Not really.
You guys were
Close enough.
you were just telling me you guys were practicing together recently, right? So
Yes,
can't be
I
too much
practiced
of a
with him
rivalry.
2 days ago or so. No, I think we get along really well. We practice at times.
That's awesome. Okay, it says a question from Finrod1. Have you seen Moon's GSL ZvZ games? He was super counterattack focus. Is that viable or gimmicky?
It really depends. If you go muta and your opponent moves out, then counterattacking is a good idea. But I haven't seen it. So was it like in Roach against Roach or?
I doubt it. I bet it is something like that. I mean, I remember.
There's situations where like going for counterattacks is a really good idea. Like when you open muta, you have speed lanes, and then your opponent goes Roach Hydra or Roach Infested, and you should definitely counterattack when he moves out, and that's a viable strategy. But in general, it's it doesn't happen that often. So you should not plan your game around counterattacks, maybe. That's
Yeah,
a
it's
bit.
Maybe he was Muta style. I didn't see the games. Maybe he was Muta and like constantly counterattack. I'm not sure.
yeah. I think it would have to be, but and it's very probably. I think the ones I've seen are very. It's very ZVP like. Whenever you base trade with Meta Ling. But the thing with Zerg is that they just have to build like one or two Banes and land them, and all of a sudden like a lot of your Lings are gone versus like having to build Templars, right, and Storms and crazy, and having to do that. I mean, it's so easy to morph a Bane for a Zerg. So, but yeah, I've definitely seen those. I mean, it works really well if they have nothing in the race. I mean, because the Lings and Mutas DPS is so high, right? All right. See, next question. Let's see. Okay, Darkforce, are you a vegetarian? Let's get personal here.
No,
I don't know.
I'm actually anti-vegetarian.
He is carnivore.
No, I don't know. Like, I'm sometimes even a bit hostile towards vegetarians because they try to ruin my great meal.
Okay, so Trandofear. I've been seeing Stefano play Blings and Ultra Infestor. Is Lingbane Infestor with fast upgrades into I don't know, it's a fast Ultra a good strat? I die to roach timings when I do it.
I actually played this style, like this upgrade heavy Link style, like on ladder, like this week, like 10 games or so. It's really strong if you get through with it, but I think the only problem is like in the mid game when your opponent has like 40 roaches, it can be really hard to hold it off. Like and as well roach banding timings, I'm not sure. I think it can work if you play it perfectly.
Which is hard
I
for
think
folks.
it's generally good against people who play somewhat passive and safe, like fast third, and then a few roaches, tech, etc. But against people who, for example, if there's early Ling Baneling, and well, I don't know. I remember in a game I played against Dimaga, he played it without a Baneling nest, and well, then it would just die to
No, when I played
Baneling.
it with banding nests, like it doesn't cost that much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
still.
think. But yes, I think it's actually. I haven't practiced it yet, but I've lost twice to it, and I think it can definitely work. Yeah. But there's maybe some weaknesses that I don't know yet, but I think it's definitely something that can be viable, especially on larger maps. The larger the maps get, I think, the better it is.
Yeah.
Because
Then
you have such a more
root
mobile army.
Yeah, sometimes I have to make one comment is that sometimes watching guys like Stefano and you guys play and you guys have these specific styles. They're very like your margin of error is so small, so it's kind of hard for folks of lower levels or mid levels to pull off. So I would definitely be careful. Trying to copy some of these. Yeah. Exactly, especially ZvZ, right? ZvZ is
sometimes
so
when I
sensitive.
played this strategy, like I played it like one and a half year ago or so, what was popular. Sometimes I ran into root lords with my Ultralisk, and then if I don't kill my opponent, I get stuck into root link.
Throw me up there so I can kill those guys.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Yes, but you will be at Brood Lords before your opponent is
You'll be at Ultra, yeah.
Yes, I think probably if your opponent goes for Brood Lords, you have to go for drop also, and then upgraded link drops I think are very, very strong. But I have never played it, so
upgraded ling drops. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
But if you think about it, if you go for a ground army, you have to go for the counter attack and drop style that I used against him in the Metropolis game, because you can't fight the Brood Lords head on pretty much.
Right, and you think drops are better than Nidus?
You can get both, but you certainly need drops because Nidus is. I mean, if your opponent is very good and very attentive, then he will just kill the Nidus wall.
Yeah, it's much more expensive.
Yeah, I have to agree. Yeah, that's kind of what I was going to comment about too.
I don't like Nidus that much. I mean, I used to use it more often in CVT, but people really started to learn to kill it with their CVs or workers. And yes, it works if the opponent doesn't pay attention, pretty much. And drops work always. Well, I mean, of course, your opponent can have stationary defense and such, but yeah, I think drops is usually better.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Nidus, either the build time has to be it'd have to be reduced, or at the very least, the cost of it would have to be reduced for it to be used more. Because nobody's using it anymore, so it's
I
kind
agree,
of.
I mean,
but then
they
then
increased the
fast.
build time in beta because of Nidus cheese against
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
progress.
That's what I
Yeah, I
wanted to say.
know. Exactly.
I think with less build time, it could become a problem again. So yeah, I don't know how to balance it. I think it's a bit meh, but whatever.
Right. Okay, it says Dark Force, if you were Luke Skywalker in Star Wars, what would you do when Darth Vader says he's your father?
That's a good question. I guess yes.
Yes. No, same thing. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see. Okay, will you see?
That's a slightly weird question. I don't know.
Yeah, I just figured it'd throw you a curveball there. Let's see. How about a few more? Let's see. Will we see both of you? No, we already know you won't see both of you at DreamHack. Let's see. Why do people? Okay, we just talked about why do people prefer ultras over brood lords a little bit. Okay, what do you guys think about this? Is kind of I don't know, it's kind of off strategy topic, but it'd be kind of fun to ask you guys. What do you guys think about betting on StarCraft in esports?
I think there's someone who knows Dark Force.
Is this a positive influence on StarCraft or just a dangerous incentive to fix matches?
No, fixed match is not props. I don't know.
I don't know. I personally think it's great, but I come from a poker background, so I really like gambling, and I bet on the GSL myself quite often.
Where do you bet? Like they have bookies for GSL?
Yes, there's one.
Really?
I can give you a link later.
Oh, you give me a link. I didn't say I wanted one, but no, it's well, okay. I didn't know that. That's kind of that's interesting.
Yes, but I really like it. I could see why people think it's a problem. But yes, I mean you have that problem in any sport where there's betting lines for it, and the betting limits are relatively low. So I don't know. I mean, of course, there's a chance for abuse, but I think it's actually nice because I think there's quite many people who like to bet.
Yeah.
And for who it is more exciting to watch when they have some money on the match. And so I think it's good. And I mean, you have that in any sport, and so why not have it in esport?
Yeah, it kind of has a little bit of a bad connotation, but I actually think
because of the big scandal. But okay, you have those scandals. Like that's a risk. I mean, then you have to be generally against sports betting, which is okay. I mean, some people think gambling is bad, but I love gambling, so
yeah.
Yeah.
And there are a lot, like you said, there are a lot of other people that like gambling. So I mean, if the focus is to grow esports, and obviously it has to be legalized, and there's rules in place and regulations. But if it's all correct, then why not, right? I mean, it's a good way to grow esports. So
Yes.
it's a cool thing. Let's see. So did you go to IPL last time?
No.
John? Oh, okay, man, you would have loved that.
I've been to one IPL, like the IPL regional qualifier in England, but other than that,
Oh, okay.
I've never been to IPL.
Yeah, that's in Vegas every time now. You'd have loved that. Okay, I guess we're not going to have any call-ins today, but so why don't we do some shout-outs? We'll call it show a little bit earlier. Why don't we start with actually, Verilyn, why don't we start with you? Thanks again for co-casting with me, and I think a lot of folks probably don't know too much about you, so feel free to shout out all your channels and all that good stuff where they can find you.
All right. Well, thanks for inviting me to cast this today. For anyone who's just joined the stream, I'm a Grandmaster Zerg player on the North American servers. I'm going to be going for EU Grandmaster in Season 8. I'm a Masters Protoss player as well. I do a lot of coaching, I do a lot of casting, and I'm just pretty much just trying to get my stream up and things like that. So I'm very much open to any kind of feedback anyone has, and I'd love if you could just watch my stream. I'm actually going to be probably coaching or streaming some games after this on my on my channel. So if anyone wants to swap, that'd be awesome. Anyway, obviously wait for this to finish. My Twitch is it's Verilyn_SC2, and I'll paste it in the chat. And if you can follow me on Twitter, I'm VerilynSC2 as well, and I'll post my coaching. And if you have any questions, I'll post my Skype as well, and I'm very open to people kind of asking me questions. And I love chatting and talking about theorycraft and stuff. So feel free to. I'm very approachable, so feel free to add me. But also thank you for having me as well. It's been great, and there were some great games as well from Darkforce and Delphi. They were really awesome to watch.
Awesome. No, thanks again. All right, Darkforce, you're up.
Yes. Well, you can follow me on Twitter at aTnDarkforce or on Facebook. And yes, I will stream more StarCraft in the future. I mean, I will still play some Diablo, but yes, I started practicing again, and I will start streaming StarCraft again in the next days. And yes, of course, also thanks to Alternate for supporting me and Delphi for quite a long time already. And yeah, goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye. All right, Delphi, you're up.
Okay, yeah, you can follow me on Facebook as well. It's ZvZ, like with the Z for Zurich at the end.
Okay.
Then on Twitter, I just changed my ID. It's aTnDelphi now. Yeah, you can follow me there, and I will start streaming. I actually started streaming today. I got a good setup now. I have a pretty shitty connection, but I got good settings, so I can stream now in like kind of good quality. Would be nice to have some more viewers.
And they can find you. They can find you on TL or Team
yeah,
Liquid.
like I will tweet it as well, but it's at Team Liquid, but I'm not featured there yet, and it's Delphi ST2 on Twitch TV.
Okay.
Or Justin TV if you don't like the design.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of folks in NA. I mean, I'm sure a lot of Europeans are familiar with you, but I don't think too many NAs are familiar with you. So it was really great to have you on the show too.
I was like lettering a bit on NA, like got Grandmaster in 1 week, like to get a little more attention there.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I have these shows. You know what I mean? And try to bring all you guys on. So
appreciate it.
Yeah. But yeah, guys. Again, thanks for you guys for being on. I mean, I think this was fun. I hope you guys had a good time too.
Well, it's like practice and show us at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. Right. that's
fun.
That's what we like. And thanks to the viewers for checking it out. I know you guys are gearing up for MLG and all the fun stuff at Anaheim this weekend. So thanks for taking some time out. And for you Europeans, these day shows are mostly for you guys too. So thank you. And if you enjoyed the show, please click the follow button. I really appreciate it. Follow me at ChanmanV. You can see my social channels right down there. So for YouTube, all the VODs are on youtube.com/ChanmanV, and I've had 53 episodes, so lots of great episodes like this. You can check out if you're new to the show. Let's see, Monday I'm going to have another EU show, so it's going to be another day show at 4 p.m. I'm going to have Demaga and White. We're all playing similar to this, kind of best of 5, and have them walk through at the end. And hopefully that'll be a good time with those two guys who have been on the show before, and they're always a lot of fun. So this should be a great show. But other than that, thanks to all the guys that help me, all the guys that always help me with the show, my mods, and I think that's about it. Yeah, I think that there's not too much else to announce this weekend. Just have fun this weekend. It's gonna be a great StarCraft 2 weekend. So be ready, prepared. Sit in front of go to Barcraft or sit in front of your computer for a while this weekend. But yeah, so this is gonna be it. That's gonna be it for ChanmanV's Pro Corner for today. We will see you next week. See you later. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
All right.